Now, for the first time in 14 days, daily cases decreased due to lower testing over the weekend, and amid a battle against the surging coronavirus infections, India began its booster program for frontline workers and those above the age of 60. India reported over 166,000 cases, but the country also reported nearly 70,000 recoveries in the past 24 hours. As of now, deaths in proportion to the infection numbers continue to remain very low. Healthcare workers and senior citizens queued up outside vaccination centers across the country to receive the third dose of coronavirus vaccine. Nearly 500,000 doses were administered by Monday afternoon. An estimate of 10.5 million healthcare and 19 million frontline workers, along with over 27 million comorbid people in the 60-plus age group, are estimated to be administered the precautionary dose. Hospitalizations, while still relatively low, are also beginning to rise in major cities, including the national capital of Delhi, in the wake of surging cases. Dine-in services at restaurants has also been stopped. Only deliveries are now allowed. And the government said that the country is witnessing a 5 to 10% hospitalization rate in the third wave. The government has also said that considering the dynamic and evolving situation, need of hospital care may also change. During the second wave, hospitalization rate in India was in the range of 20 to 30%. The Indian Council of Medical Research has also revised its testing guidelines. As per the latest announcement, contacts of COVID-19 patients do not need to be tested unless identified as high risk based on the age group or the comorbidities. The advisory has further said that individuals undertaking interstate domestic travels also do not need to get tested. So far, experts believe that India is better prepared than it was last year when the Delta variant overwhelmed hospitals. In March last year, when cases spiked, not even 1% of India's population was fully vaccinated. About 47% of its population is now fully vaccinated. Although the Omicron variant seems to cause less severe illness than the Delta variant, health system in India that is still recovering from the previous Delta wave could still become strained. And for more on this now, we are now being joined by Professor K. Srinath Reddy, President of Public Health Foundation of India, to give us more insights. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Now, India has witnessed a rapid surge in cases. However, as of now, the hospitalization rate has remained low, of course, keeping in mind that this is an evolving situation. On the other hand, if we see data from the United States, the country has recorded record hospitalizations. What does this say about the severity and the transmissibility of the Omicron variant, which is said to be less severe as early?
In general, data from everywhere in the world, and even the initial data from India, suggest that the Omicron is resulting in mild illness in most of the people. And this is the report from most of the big metros where the virus has entered and has really spread initially. However, we must still be on guard because a very large rise in the number of infected cases can still result in very many people being simultaneously infected, and that can adversely affect the health workforce as well as other areas of essential work. So we must try and spread this wave so that it doesn't at any given time affect a very large number of people and cause adverse effects.
Right, sir. Now, it is said that India is better prepared this time around. The booster shots are being rolled out as well. What can you tell us about the efficacy of the booster shots, and is having more specifically engineered vaccines the way forward?
Well, I think it is important for people to get the booster shots, particularly those who are vulnerable. And vulnerability is defined on two bases. One is those who are likely to get very sick if they're infected. That is the elderly, the immunocompromised, and those obviously with comorbidities. And secondly, those who are likely to be exposed to a very high viral load repetitively. Those are the health workers who are looking after a large number of infected persons. And in them too, their immunity can be overcome by high viral loads which are repeatedly entering their body. So it's absolutely essential that these two prioritized categories, which are at high risk, should receive their booster shots and gain the protection that the additional shots do give them in terms of enhanced immunity.
Right. Now, also, just for more clarity on the transmissibility of this variant, there is another emerging trend that we've seen in the United States that has been the higher pediatric hospitalizations. Now, in India, such a sharp rise in pediatric hospitalizations has not been recorded. What explains this?
Well, it's also true that now we are discovering from a lot of research globally that people who have been earlier exposed to other coronaviruses, including the common cold viruses, which are also some of them of the coronavirus category, are already endowed with immunity, particularly cellular immunity or T-cell immunity. And that seems to blunt the effect of this new coronavirus when it starts infecting the body. And therefore, it's likely that with a high incidence of common colds and similar innocuous coronaviruses infections in the past, many of our children may be protected against the effects of COVID. But it is true that in general, children world over have not experienced very severe effects. And if we have many of the adults also protected in India, then the likelihood of spread from adults to children is also less.
All right. All right, Professor Reddy, thank you so much for joining us with all your inputs on this.
Most welcome.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.